told you guys I wasn't going to give in and sell the trademark back to Sierra Mist as much as they wanted to.
As a trademark attorney, I have to dig into this because I call absolute bullshit on this. I just do. First of all, everything on the USPTO is public record, okay? Second of all, there is no way a company like PepsiCo has not protected its trademarks for Sierra Mist. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you the USPTO website. I'm going to show you the entire trademark portfolio for Sierra Mist and that it's owned by PepsiCo. But before we dig into it, if you haven't seen this creator's original video, she claims that she owns the trademark to Sierra Mist now and that she's been negotiating with Pepsi and that Pepsi is she's negotiating with Sierra Mist and she is going to sell them back their trademark for a large sum of money because they abandoned it and let it go and they're like now kicking themselves. And, you know, no shade to this creator, get your money, but that's not how trademarks work. Just because a trademark abandons, an application abandons, doesn't mean you can go get that trademark and register it. Use in commerce is how trademark rights are dictated in the United States. So even if PepsiCo did end up abandoning their trademark use and she wound up filing another trademark application and getting it registered somehow, PepsiCo would still have superior rights to the trademark and would still be able to come after her for that mark that she's registered, probably fraudulently, and they'd have a good claim to cancel it in the first place. So let's take a look at this portfolio and see if she really is being honest or if this is just a lot of smoke and mirrors. Okay, so I already have the portfolio pulled up because I don't want this video to be super long, but if you ever want to find out how to find a trademark on the USPTO's website, you go to uspto.gov, you click on trademark, and then you click on search. And that search will take you to this trademark search system. It looks like this, and then you type in the name that you're looking for. Keep in mind it is case sensitive. So, and you'll also want to do it all caps locks if you can, if you're looking for something specific, and you can put them in quotation marks if you want it to be that exact phrase. So I went ahead and did a little bit of a broader search by not putting it in quotation marks. And you'll see that we have 4,296 results. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom with these results so that I can get as many on a page as possible. I think I've already done this. Okay, so we're at 100 per page. But you'll want to, it'll start out by doing 50 per page, and you'll want to change that to 100 if you want as many as possible. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what she's got here. So you'll notice right off the bat that Sierra Mist is actually owned by PepsiCo. So PepsiCo already owns Sierra Mist. And these marks are known as dead and canceled marks. So remember, trademark rights in the United States are established by use and commerce, not by registration. Having the registration just gives you a rebuttable presumption under the law that you were in fact the first to use that mark. So when you see a dead or canceled trademark, it doesn't mean that that trademark holder has no rights anymore. It just means that they probably decided to stop the use of that trademark under the particular goods and services. So you'll see here that this right here, this is a design mark, also known as a logo mark. But what this means likely is that PepsiCo decided to phase out this logo and say, well, you know what, we're not really using it anymore. Same with this one. Now, they also used to have something called Sierra Mist Twist. So this is called a word mark, meaning, or a standard character mark. That means that it protects the words in no particular format. Word marks are considered to be the strongest form of protection because they protect the words in no particular format. Design marks only protect the words insofar as they are part of the encompassing design. But if you scroll, I mean, you can clearly see all of these marks were marks that they used to have registered. So all of these are, the red ones are dead or canceled. So red is abandoned. Canceled either means it was canceled because of a former proceeding or they just failed to maintain it. So the office will cancel it after it's been registered for a certain number of years if you fail to submit your maintenance documents with it. So you might see canceled, you might just see abandoned. But you'll also notice that some of these marks are abandoned because they're in categories that Pepsi's not going to spend a bunch of money to market belts and board shorts and flip-flops under Sierra Mist. Maybe they would when the product was super popular and they had a lot of promotional activities going on, but not now. So what it looks like they're doing is they're trimming down their trademark portfolio, but that doesn't mean that they don't own any trademarks anymore. And in fact, that's not true because right here, Sierra Mist, live and registered, owned by PepsiCo, non-alcoholic beverages, namely carbonated beverages. We also have this one for soft drinks. Okay, so you're probably wondering now, well, maybe she sold it back to them. The way you can find that out is by actually looking at the prosecution history in this file. And we can do that by clicking on it. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so again, this is owned goods and services. This is going to be non-alcoholic beverages, namely carbonated beverages, syrups for making non-alcoholic beverages. That's going to be in International Class 32. The owner is PepsiCo. The attorney correspondence information, so if you want to know who she's probably negotiating this with, it's probably Paul Lee, perhaps, because they have an in-house trademark team. But this is really what we want to look at, is this assignment abstract of title. So in the event PepsiCo ended up having to buy this back from her, she would have had to have transferred the trademark back to them. So you would see an assignment because you have to register those assignments. And you'll see here that none have been recorded. And you'll also see, if you scroll back up, these documents here, this is the entire prosecution history. So there's been no change in ownership. You can even see the original filed application back in 2017. Maintenance documents. So yeah, they do have a maintenance window of this year. They have to file by November 6th, but they have until 2025 to renew this registration. And I believe it already has, they've already filed a 6-year renewal, or they're going to file a 6-year renewal. So what that means is they'll be entitled to registration. They'll be entitled to re-register the mark for an additional 5 years for that first 10 years. And then in 2027, they'll be able to do it every 10 years thereafter. And they'll probably even be able to claim incontestability at this time. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what she's alleging here, but I haven't seen any proof of this. So I'm not necessarily sure I buy. Let me know what you think, because I'm just like really having a hard time buying that PepsiCo is playing ball with this woman who claims that she owns the CIERRA Mist trademark when they still own the trademark, clearly, on the USPTO register. Anyway, follow for more and let me know if you have any questions.